Hi, everybody. Happy
Hi.
Sunday. I am here, Jennifer Elizabeth Masters, with Sadie Sanchez, and we'd love to talk to you about being a mother. We're both mothers. We have Sadie's got 2 children, and I have 3. And I'd like to find out. Sadie's going to talk a little bit about the best part of being a mom for her. I mean, everybody has different ideas about what it's like to be a mother. So Sadie, what's the best part for you?
For me,
about being a mom? Yeah.
I think the best part for me would be I am the mom that I needed when I was a teenager.
So hang on a second. I just want to clarify. So what you're saying is that you're the mom that you needed.
Yes.
Okay. So you've learned to mother yourself and do the things that your mom didn't do for you.
She did a great job.
Yeah.
They both did. But I did do the mothering thing, and I'm not judgmental. I let them be. I give them their space. I'm not that sergeant mom as before.
Oh, being a sergeant mom. I've been there.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Melanie and Annette. Thank you so much for being here. So Sadie just mentioned about being a drill sergeant as a mom, and boy, I've been there, and I've had lots of friends. I had a friend in Maryland that used to just scream. She was always screaming at her kids. And so I'd like to hear from you. What is the best part? Debbie, what's the best part for you? Melanie, what's the best part for you? What is the best part for you? I really want to hear from you. So while you're typing, I want to hear. So for me, I will say, my parents were very dogmatic. In other words, they told us what to do, and they expected us to do it, and they expected us to do what they wanted without a lot of chit chat. And don't cry or we'll give you something to cry about. We heard that often. And that was a phrase I didn't like to say to my kids. But I will say that, we weren't able to express ourselves. So I think what happens is as a parent, you may start to evolve. You may be a particular type of parent in the beginning, and then gradually you evolve. And one of the things that I changed as a mom was I stopped hitting my kids. I did early because that's the way I was raised. My father used to pull the belt out of his pants. So I stopped doing that. And, I feel bad about ever hitting them at all. But, that's, you live and learn. But the other thing that I will say is, instead of telling my kids to put up and shut up, I started learning from my kids, and they've taught me a lot of great things. So Annette says, I think when they come and visit, the best part about being a mom is when the kids come home to visit. That's a good one, Annette. I like that. Thank you. So another good thing that you love about being a mom?
That I've learned?
Well, not necessarily what you've learned, but what do you love about being a mother? How has being a mother changed you? I really want to hear, because
it's changed me in the way that I'm a better person, because I'm more loving, more kind, more understanding, more open. And I'm not the type of mother that is the know-it-all. You know what? In my time, it was this and that and blah, 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 and the whole story. And how are you going to know more than me? But we learn from our children. We really do. Yeah. And we grow.
Right.
So I think that's the best part. One of the best parts of being a mother. It's learning, growing with each other, having this great relationship now that I couldn't have before. So it's this connection that we couldn't have with our parents, that we wish we had with our parents, but now the energy, everything has changed, everything's flowing, and because of that, we have a way better relationship, this connection, this love that you can actually hug your child that you carried within you for 9 months.
5 months. I think it should be 5 months. I think 9 months is way too long. But
So for me, it was you can actually give a genuine kiss, love, advice, not being judgmental, but you have this closeness and this feeling of love. That's what I feel. And that's what I love.
And Annette, thank you, Sadie. Annette just says, I used to tell them, and now I ask them for their opinion. Small things or big things. Now, that's awesome, Annette.
That's beautiful.
That's big growth there. I like that a lot. Debbie, anything from you? Hi, Alan. How about you? Well, you're not a mom, but what do you like about being a parent? I really want to hear, because, it changes our lives having children. And before we have kids, we may be idealistic about what it like to have kids. And, the focus of our life changes tremendously when we have children, because we don't have that freedom that we used to have. We may have to put dreams on hold, and money that we might have spent on ourselves, we're spending on kids. I remember one summer, Adam, I think it was 8th grade, he outgrew everything. Socks, underwear, clothes, nothing fit when he went to go back to school at the end of the summer. And that was a huge deal. I mean, to watch your kids grow, not just physically, but to watch them grow spiritually, mentally, emotionally, to see them take on challenges and overcome issues, that's phenomenal. And let's see, anybody else? Does anyone have a question or a comment that you'd like to make? Alan, any thoughts? Debbie, where'd you go? So just anything that you've noticed. What have you noticed has changed for you? How have you changed as a result of being a mom or being a parent? What changed for you? Sadie, how about you? What changed in you by being a mom?
My whole perspective, how I see things, life. I mean, we have our children. Yes, we spend more money. We sometimes put everything of ourselves in them, but then we grow from that. We can love more. We have more compassion. We finally understand our parents. We understand where they came from.
Oh, that's true.
Why?
Right?
Why they did what they did.
Right.
Why they punished us, or whatever reason it is that they did what they did. Now we finally release that judgment, and we truly understand.
Yeah,
we're under shoes.
Right, absolutely. I've said to my mom, how did you get to be so wise all of a sudden? Because when I was a teenager, I used to think, that some of the things she said were not very smart, and I think very differently now. But there's other things too about having children. Think about the day that your first child was born. Think about how you felt, how your heart just went, wow. I mean, that love, just that unbounded love, that it's expansive. And I remember watching my first, we had a really difficult time. We remember all those labors. We remember what we had for dinner. that was 36 years ago, and I can tell you exactly what I had for dinner that night. Went to a cookout at a neighbor's house, and I had corn on the cob. I had barbecued chicken. I had, potatoes and all this stuff. And I remember getting to the hospital, and the nurse says, "Have you eaten?" And my husband says to her, "Has she eaten?" No, that's an understatement. And then they labeled all the things that I had, and she says, "Oh, this is going to be a messy night." And I have to say, I did not throw up. And after 36-hour labor, having to have a C-section. But the thing I want to just recall is remember how you felt when you saw their tiny fingers and tiny toes and counted them to make sure they had everything. And they're so perfect when they're born, and they smell so good. And those are feelings that we never forget. You know, no matter how old our kids become, those are moments that are wonderfully and indelibly printed in our mind and memory. So best memory for you, Sadie, of whether it's a birth or during your children's lives? What's the best? Maybe even something recent.
I think the best memory that I have was when my son Trevor, he called me his hero. So that for me was a life-changing moment, because I didn't know I was his hero. I know they're like little sponges, and they soak up everything we teach, the good and the bad, everything. So when I heard that, like my whole life changed. I knew I had to raise the bar for him, for myself, and I definitely had to get out of the victim. I just did. So that was a life-changing moment for me.
So Julie, where's Julie? Julie just joined. Hi, Julie. What Sadie just said about getting out of the victim role as a parent, that's phenomenal. And then what do? We are modeling for our children. They watch us, they witness, and they see how we live our life and how we work or don't, and all the issues that we have. And you know, for me, I'm going to go back to my childhood. You know, my father taught me how to garden, and I ended up having a landscape business. My dad was an avid gardener. And, you know, our parents teach us a lot of things, but what have you learned from your children? And my daughter has called me out a couple of times, you know, when I have said, you know, you could do this differently or better. And we as parents, we need to stop criticizing our kids and let them be who they are, and just applaud them for who they are, and know that, you know, they're making their own way. Once they're adults, we've done everything we could possibly do, and now they're on their own, and we just watch and reap the rewards as we watch them just, you know, taking off. So let me just see, does anybody have anything they'd like to add? Hi there, Radel. Thanks for joining us. Megan, hi there. Okay, anybody else have anything they'd like to add about what's the best part about being a mom? I'd love to hear from you. I think the things that my kids have said in just offhanded remarks are the things that I remember. My daughter said to me, I was cooking, and she said, you know, Mom, your food tastes so good because you put love in it. And you know, I wasn't even consciously aware when I was cooking that, yes, I was imbuing my food with love. And you know, that it's the things that they say, you know, kids say the darndest things, don't they? But they're so profound. And they're very aware, much more aware, I think, than, you know, than previous generations were conscious of. So yeah, we learn a lot from our kids if we have an open mind. But if we have this I know better than you, do as I say, not as I do kind of attitude, it doesn't work very well. So I'd love to hear, does anybody else have anything that you'd like to say about parenthood, motherhood? Hi, Helen. Nice to see. Oh, Helen said something, but I'm not seeing what you said, Helen. Did you say anything? Just looking. I appreciate you all being here, and happy Mother's Day to you all.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day. And I hope that you have enjoyed this day. It is, you know, I think Mother's Day should be celebrated every 3 months instead of once a year. I think we need more Mother's celebration, because we do sacrifice a lot for our children, and although our children do give us so much as well. Anything you'd like to add, Sadie?
Happy Mother's Day to all the women out there, and even the men that are single dads. Happy Mother's Day to you, to the teachers, to the mentors, to everybody that in a way it's a mother to us spiritually and non-spiritually. Yeah. Happy Mother's to you as well.
Well, much love, everybody, and thanks for being here.
Bye.